September 30th is approaching quickly, and with it comes a major change that millions of Americans need to be aware of. The federal government has confirmed that an executive order will soon go into effect, and this order demands that all federal payments be issued electronically. And that means in just a matter of days, the era of paper checks will be over for beneficiaries of Social Security, SSI, SSDI, veterans benefits, and other federal programs. For seniors and disabled Americans who rely on these payments as their only source of income, this update is not just a technical change, it's a transformation that affects how money reaches you, how fast you receive it, and how secure your payments will be. At a time when so many are already worried about making ends meet, waiting for a check in the mail will no longer be part of the equation. Welcome to Truth Lens, where we break down the latest news on Social Security, Medicare, and other vital programs for seniors and families across the country. This channel is built for you, the 70 million Americans depending on monthly benefits to survive in a world where every dollar counts. Our mission is to keep you informed, prepared, and empowered to navigate the constant changes that Washington rolls out. If you're a retiree, a disabled worker, or a family struggling to stretch Social Security, you're not alone. Millions of seniors in America are facing the same battles, deciding between paying for groceries or prescriptions, worrying about rent, and wondering how to keep the lights on with a fixed income that doesn't stretch like it used to. Truth Lens is here to shine a light on the updates that matter to you and to stand with you every step of the way. Now let's dig into what this executive order really means. The president signed this directive months ago, but the date of enforcement has now arrived. On September 30th, the government will officially stop issuing paper checks for federal benefits. Instead, every payment will be handled electronically. According to the official documentation, the move is aimed at cutting costs and reducing waste. In fiscal year 2024 alone, the government spent over $657 million just to print, package, and mail paper checks, money lost on inefficiency and errors. Every time a check was lost, stolen, or delayed, the cost grew even higher. By switching entirely to electronic payments, the government hopes to save hundreds of millions of dollars while also ensuring that beneficiaries get their money faster and more securely. For seniors on Social Security, this change covers every type of benefit: retirement checks, SSDI for disabled workers, spousal and survivor benefits, SSI, VA payments, and even railroad retirement benefits. Tax refunds will also fall under the same rules. Going forward, your money must be sent electronically, whether through direct deposit into a bank account, a prepaid debit card, or the widely used Direct Express card. The goal is speed and reliability. With electronic payments, your money arrives in seconds or minutes, not days or weeks, and the risk of loss or theft drops to near zero. Think about what that means for someone struggling today. If you're waiting on your Social Security check to pay rent or buy groceries, you no longer need to worry about the mail running late or a check being lost in transit. Your payment will show up directly in your account, ready to use when you need it most. For seniors barely scraping by, timing matters. An extra 3 or 4 days of waiting for the mail could mean late fees, shut-off notices, or skipped meals. This change ensures that money arrives quickly and predictably, which can make all the difference for households living paycheck to paycheck. Of course, some people still receive their Social Security by paper check. While that number has gotten smaller each year, there are still seniors who may not have transitioned to electronic payments yet. If you are one of them, now is the time to act. You'll need to set up direct deposit into a checking or savings account or request a Direct Express card that will allow your payments to load automatically each month. The Social Security Administration already has a page dedicated to this process, and it's important to make the switch before September 30th to avoid delays. For seniors who don't use banks, prepaid options remain available, but one way or another, paper checks will no longer be mailed. The truth is, this change is about more than cutting government costs. It's about giving seniors a faster, safer, and more reliable way to receive the money they've earned. For decades, Social Security has been a lifeline, but too often the system has been weighed down by inefficiencies. Moving fully electronic is a step toward modernization that should ease some of the burdens seniors face. Yet at the same time, it's important to acknowledge the reality. Faster payments don't change the fact that for millions of seniors, the amount coming in each month still isn't enough. That's the deeper issue behind all of this. Yes, electronic payments are quicker and safer, but the bigger concern for seniors in America is survival. Month after month, the costs of food, housing, and healthcare keep rising, while Social Security checks often fail to keep up. Even with COLA adjustments announced each year, many seniors are falling behind. According to surveys, more than half of older Americans receiving Social Security struggle to cover basic expenses. Retirees who worked their entire lives now find themselves rationing medications, skipping meals, or leaning on food banks just to get by. So while September 30th brings a modernization of the payment system, it also reminds us of the urgent need to strengthen Social Security so it truly supports the people it was designed to protect. At Truth Lens, we hear from seniors every day who share their stories of struggle and survival. Some tell us about stretching $1,200 a month to cover rent, utilities, and food. Others describe the stress of unexpected medical bills when there's simply no cushion in the budget. The shift to electronic payments won't erase those struggles, but it can remove one source of worry, knowing that at least your money will be there on time every time without fail. That kind of predictability is critical when you live on a fixed income and every cent matters. It's also worth noting that this transition is part of a larger effort to streamline federal programs. By saving money on payment processing, the government can redirect funds toward maintaining and improving the Social Security system. Whether that means better customer service, more efficient administration, or even supporting the solvency of the program in the long term. The shift to electronic payments could have benefits that go beyond simple convenience. As we approach September 30th, seniors need to be aware of these changes and prepare accordingly. If you've already set up electronic payments, you won't need to do anything. The transition will happen automatically. But if you're still receiving paper checks, now is the time to act. Remember, this change applies across the board to retirement, disability, SSI, veterans benefits, and more. The bottom line is simple. Paper checks are ending and electronic payments are the future. For the millions of seniors living on Social Security, this is one more reminder that change is constant. Programs evolve, systems modernize, and rules shift. But what doesn't change is the everyday reality of seniors trying to survive on limited incomes. At Truth Lens, we will continue to cover every development, whether it's COLA increases, Medicare enrollment updates, or executive orders like this one, so that you are never left in the dark. Knowledge is power, and when you know what's happening, you can take steps to protect yourself and your household. September 30th will mark the end of an era and the start of something new. For seniors, it's one more adjustment to make in a world that already feels like it's moving too fast. But remember, you've earned these benefits. Social Security is not a gift. It's a promise built on the decades of work you've put in. Whether your money comes in the mail or directly to your account, it belongs to you, and you have every right to it. As this change takes effect, Truth Lens will be here to keep you informed, to give voice to your struggles, and to remind the nation that seniors deserve not just efficiency, but dignity, security, and peace of mind.